You've got the bonus seat there next to the radiator. Jeez.
I'm not that cold.
No microphone, just a radiator.
It was freezing when we got here before.
Yeah,
absolutely freezing.
Managed to warm it up with some hot.
You know it's cold because Fletch wasn't in a pair of shorts. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it'd be hell froze over.
It's quite mild out there today.
It's not terrible, is it?
I think it's all right today. Yeah.
No. But this does get colder in here than it is out there. It just holds the cold, which is great in the summer, obviously.
Yeah.
Make a start then.
Yeah, hurry up, Dan. Parked. Taking my coat off now, so I'm cold.
Stop making me laugh.
Why?
Sugar diabetes is going on.
Yeah, I'll have to have a word because she's supplying the nice stuff, but it's not really healthy as we're building up to a cricket season, is it? Let's be honest.
Let's have some carrot cake. There you go. That's healthy.
You know how much sugar's in carrot cake and how much cream cheese frosting? No. Plus, if it's got vegetables in it, it's not cake. That's my take anyway.
Come on, Dan, we're in a rush, Dan. Let's get on with it, Dan.
You talking about eating the cake or we?
This is Silly Point, an Inside Etown podcast.
Right, hello, welcome to the latest episode of Silly Point. Hosting as always, I'm Dan, and I'm joined today by Chris.
Hello.
The Reverend Spooner Will Derrick, who's lovingly stirring that slice of cake. I'm joined by Carl's vat of Guinness and Carl himself.
Mm-hmm.
And our special guest for the afternoon, Aidy Tickle.
Special.
Very special.
So welcome to Silly Point, Aidy. We appreciate you hopping on. I think you've got a long and storied history with the Etown. Is that a fair description, or would you say that it's?
Yeah. I first started when I was about 23 years old.
So 10 years ago then, yeah.
So, I comes to 61 this year. So yeah, a long time. I had a short break.
How many stints? Is it 3 stints?
No, 2.
Just
two.
2?
2 stints, yeah. Yeah.
So how long from the first? So.
Was it 3 stints?
It might be. I feel
maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3.
I feel like you had a from when I first met you to now. I think there was a break in there.
Yeah, there was a few.
So
years,
if you're saying so, he was when you were 20 odd. Was that when the
Spavins and the Marklands and
yeah. So yeah, I think you've had. Yeah, yeah. I think you've had. I think we could officially class that as 3 stints. But only little cricketing. Hiatus when you didn't go anywhere else, did you?
No.
Not like Fletcher, although on his he kind of was refusing to talk about it as though it didn't happen. But yeah, just a little break of cricket in between and back.
Wesley was on the cards a few times.
Facebook stories have always had you going there, haven't they? Free transfer to Wesley.
So Aidy, how it's a long time ago, as you've said yourself. But like, how did it start? How did you first get into cricket, and how did you end up making your way to Earlestown?
Well, I used to play tennis because obviously this place was buzzing years and years ago. We was playing tennis over there and I kept watching thinking, he looks great on there. Looks smart. One of these days my dad played on there a few times and I thought, I'll give it a whirl sometime. But I went into my cricket then. I was big time into my football. And then one of the ex-players, Tony Spavin, he was my brother, it turned out to me end up being my brother-in-law. He said, come down, have a couple of games. And from then on, it was like, love this. So yeah, that's how I started playing. It's just something to fill some of it, to be honest, because I get bored easy. Because like I said, all I did was play football. And then I thought, right, I'll try something else. And close season, had a few games of cricket.
And where did you play football? You were centre forward, weren't you?
Anywhere up front. I'm not being big-headed, but I was lethal.
Not being big-headed, but I was lethal.
I could score goals for fun, honestly. I was leading goal scorer from being in the eye all the way through to
still the eye.
Yeah,
you set me up there.
Walked into that one.
But yeah, I played down at Vulcan, played at St Helens Town, played at Warrington Town. I was at Liverpool for a few years, playing in the A and B team. So yeah, been about.
Sport Billy.
Well, I had heard that you was on trial in Liverpool. I didn't realise you was on trial at Liverpool.
Yeah. On trial, yeah.
For what?
Murder.
Well, we'll get on to the Birkenhead St Mary's seconds game in a minute, but I think, Aidy, one of the questions that I've got was, I know you are an actual all-rounder. You know, you bat, you keep, and you bowl. Is that kind of an evolution over time? Was you always, obviously, you know, you can either bat or it's not a priority. You're obviously a handy batsman. But when it comes to the bowling and the wicket keeping, what's the kind of story there? How did that end up happening?
The wicket keeping, to be honest, we had nobody at the time.
Did that when I was captain?
That's
your second stint.
That was the second stint, yeah. That was beforehand when I first came down here. They were struggling for a keeper.
Just to have a go at.
So I thought I'll have a go. And to be honest, I did well. Obviously, I was younger then. I was more agile and I was standing up to Spav, which is a feat in itself, to be honest. We had some quick bowlers as well. Spav's brothers were playing as well. Ian, and he was quick. They had Martin Stacey's. It was a testing time then, to be honest, at keeping wicket. It's yeah.
And what do you prefer? Because of all the games, I've played most of my Earlestown games with you, either mostly behind the stumps or on the outfield. So what is it that you prefer? I know you've not got great knees, but is that kind of why you mostly kept wicket in?
No, because my knees have been fine. So it's only of late where they started playing up. But yeah, I play anywhere, as long as I was playing a game. Because I'm sporty and simple as that. I just wanted a game of cricket or a game of football, anything, no matter where I played. If I played football, I was playing goalkeeper. It wouldn't bother me.
Sounds like it was a year-round thing. Then it would be Liverpool football, Liverpool trials, as you mentioned, during the football season, and then as soon as that ended, straight into cricket. So was it like a year-round thing for you then?
Yeah, just keep it active.
When you kind of approached the season that we've just finished, did you kind of have in your mind that was going to be your last? Did you think that was going to be?
No. I just still want to play. We had saying.
Don't forget, you've had how many retirements to this point?
I know, yeah.
So, but I think what you're saying from what you've said since you got here today and back end of the season, genuinely struggling now, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm going in for an up on my foot as well, and hopefully the next 8 weeks or so. So it's
tough.
It's just one thing after another, and I knew after the final, I'd gone. That was it. There's no way I can stand in the field all day like that, and just no.
Nice to potentially officially retire with winning a bit of silverware, wasn't it?
Exactly. And it was like that in football. I played from being 9 years old all the way up to 30, and then that's when I started winning stuff. And it's the same with cricket. We won nothing until late on when we won the league the other year, and we won this trophy. And it's a nice way to finish it, to be honest.
Yeah, because you were part of that squad, weren't you? That team. Yeah. 2017 was it?
Something like that,
yeah. I remember there was a video of knocking about of us throwing champagne all over each other, and you're on that, trying to drink it. Don't drink it, wear it.
So basically, every time you retire, the team you retire from wins a cup.
Yeah.
Can you retire every year?
I have done for the last 5.
Like Mike Marsh, who used to have to retire from the team he was playing for every season when he was in the conference because he couldn't play football because of the insurance back in the day. Show my age a bit there. Do you, as someone who's played a lot of cricket, you've shared the dressing room with me enough to know that I am a bit of an animal of superstition. I'm very superstitious. Do you have any kind of things that you insist on before a game, or do you just turn up and play?
No, just turn up and play.
Turn up, tape up, out you go.
Yeah, exactly, that's it. Yeah.
If only life was that simple.
No. The only time I had superstition was when I played football. And I used to have these tie-ups, and I had them for years and years. And the old bandage we used to cut them. And I had them for years and years and years. And we played in the cup final at Bloomfield Road. for the interleague side, and I scored one, set 2 up, and I always remember this kid coming running on. Can I have your titles, mister? I said, no. I'm superstitious. I think, and they were dirty old, and honestly, they were filthy. But that was the only thing I was superstitious on. But nothing else. Nothing.
Yeah. Was that the day you lost them?
No.
You still got them?
No. But yeah, that's. No, I just come and enjoy it and just play. Simple as that.
So going back to when you started at Earlestown then in your 20s, there must have been, you know, the ground would have been different, but the club would have been still lively and vibrant. There must have been a few characters that you ended up playing with when you first started here as well.
There was, but it's not like it is now. There's more. I think there's more togetherness in this one, and more people having a good laugh and enjoying it. Whereas before it was come in, go home. We used to go in the club, a few of us, but no, it wasn't like this. It weren't. I won't say it weren't enjoyable, but it weren't the same.
It's different.
It was different, yeah.
We talked about this on a few of the podcasts, haven't we? The way the clubs kind of evolved. But was it competitive then when you first started? Was the league that you were in? I'm not sure what league it was back then.
It was in the Manchester Association then.
Manchester
which was a decent
game,
and then they had some decent players, to be honest, in them days. Really good players.
People will see in the special we've got coming before this with Fletchy talks about some of the. I think he mentioned like an ex-Derbyshire, or there was an actual Derbyshire professional who was playing in the league and stuff like that. Was it
There was a few knocking about, a few ex-pros playing, and we always remember playing down here one game, and this guy come late. He said his wife had just had a baby and left down, and he was quick, and I mean quick. So I'm like, oh shit. I mean, my eyes were good then, but I couldn't see the ball, and I was just like putting it back there, and next thing, bang, bang. Next thing I know, I've scored like 30 runs off him. He was fucking snarling at me and everything, like, shit. 2 weeks later, we played at their place, and son had been beating down. It was rock hard, and he just looked at me and he went, I thought, oh no. First ball, whistling around my ear, and I've never seen face anything as quick in my life. But there was one or two of them knocking about. I'm like, get me out quick. I'm like trying to get an edge, everything. I'm 20 runs up again. I'm like, you know.
I think it's the first person who's come on the podcast and admitted to trying to get themselves out just to keep away from the balls.
Ian tried it to me on wicket, get me out. Honestly.
What, you were that bad you missed?
Honestly, I've never faced anything as quick in my life. But yeah, he eventually got me out. But yeah, there was some good players then. Really good players. Yeah.
It was always a really strong league, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's only latterly, sort of early 90s, mid 90s, I think that it struggled. But yeah, it's always been one of the top leagues in the country, I think.
It was similar to like they always used to say that the professionals when in the Lancashire League didn't need to get some time. There was loads of West Indians things like that, but then the Manchester League next one down, but it was easy for a lot of the pros to get to if they were playing in the Lancashire League as well. So
the only thing I didn't enjoy about that was it was an overs game. You batted till he was out. Sorry.
Oh, time cricket.
And it was like, and I always remember we played in Manchester again, and me and Spav we batted it. It was probably about 48 for about 8, and we went in and we batted 20 odd overs for about 6 runs, and we got a draw. And that's the way it is, and I don't like that. I just don't like that cricket. You either win or you lose. Simple as for me.
Yeah, I think you could draw a game by 5 runs, 10 runs, by not being able to get there, but not being out. But to draw and be 200 runs behind,
that's what it was like.
That's the frustrating thing, I think.
Yeah, we did frustrate. I mean, we batted like say 20, probably about 20 overs for the draw. Everybody else had gone home. Just me and Spav batting. And that's it. Honestly.
What do you mean it was that boring?
Yeah. Honestly.
What were the pitches like back then? Because Fletch mentioned it is about uncovered pitches, and that some of them were nice, but some of them were interesting, shall we say, to bat on.
To be honest, from what I can remember, because I didn't bat much, didn't stay long enough. They were all right. To be honest, some nice grounds. There was some nice grounds. There
must have been some different places compared to just round here in Earlestown. Then, back in the Manchester League, you must have done some travelling.
Probably South Manchester. I think probably furthest. Yeah. But yeah, they weren't too bad, to be honest. They weren't that far.
Not compared to a potential away day in Llandudno, which was
which was a potential
mooted last season.
From my memory, going from like from here to Manchester for an away game, they're all more or less same. We have, I think we're spoilt in a way because we have now we have Winstanley, which is 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Goose Green, same, and then you've got like who was it, Newvik, which is a million miles away. But I think the benefit in the day of the Manchester Association was they were all more or less the same distance the away games, so it never felt like it was a big trek because it was norm. It was the norm to travel 30-40 minutes to an away game.
Yeah.
We're spoilt here in a way that we have so many quite close ones. Moss Side, McGull's close, Burscough, Scolton's close, so or whatever they're called.
Do you mean Skelmersdale and Dun?
Oh, them, yeah.
Question from me, Aidy, like, are there any kind of standout stories from the many years that you've been playing? I know that I've been on the field with you to know that you are passionate about the game and the game being played in the correct manner.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we've all got our stories of that day where we played Birkenhead St Mary's 2s who weren't particularly sporting, shall we say. But let's kind of ignore that because that's quite recent. Over the years, have you got any kind of funny stories that you want to tell about yourself or the characters that you've played with in whatever league?
Yeah, well, I always remember playing Winstanley down here, the second team, and I was umpiring again, and this guy going on and on and on, and he turned around and he said, "You're a fucking cheat, you are." Ooh. Well, that was red red circle.
Yep.
Coat was off, and I had him on the floor. I'm like, ever call me? And even the lad said he was, it was a pain in the ass. But yeah, I just one thing I don't like cheats. I don't like losing. And that, yeah, that's just. When I umpire, I'll umpire fair. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just. I just don't like being called a cheat. But yeah, I am passionate. Yeah, I hate losing. Definitely hate losing. Just
You're always very vocal, but from the couple of years I've been playing with you, you are one of the most vocal behind the stumps as well. You will, if things aren't going the right way, you will G people up and, you kind of the heart. I know most wicket keepers are, but you seem to take it to that, as you said, because you don't like losing, you do take it to heart and you feel as if you're the one that's got to, if someone needs to G up or, let's be honest, if someone needs to kick up the arse, I think we all look and go, Aidy's going to sort that in a minute, and we just kind of...
I don't... It's like with our bowlers. I know you don't do it on purpose, bowling down leg side, but when it's constant, I'm like, what the... are you doing? You know what I mean? But yeah, just...
I heard there was a few tellings off for lads who drop catches as well, which used to make me smile when I got told that. Aidy's been having a go at Reese again or something.
Well, yeah, we all drop catches and what have you, but I know there's been a massive change in club now. I've seen different players who's come through the last couple of years, like the Reeses and Downs and what have you. They have come on a lot, and I've gone less vocal with them over this last 12 months. Well, this last season, I should say, because the way they've improved. But yeah, I just do it because I don't like losing. Simple as. It's like Kersey's as well.
You can't help your character, can you?
No. I've always been a winner. I've always been a leader. I've always been captain where I've been, and that's what I think. That's what I just say. It's. And there's for me, I know I shouldn't say it, but there's no excuse of being shit. There's not.
And as a wicket keeper, I mean, sledging, I'm guessing is part of your role. Have you got a favourite one? Or
I don't really sledge, to be honest.
No? Do you know?
No.
He just sledges the bowlers
I was
instead.
going to say, Aidy's kind of the reverse. Aidy doesn't like to get interested with the opposition unless they're having a go at him. Aidy sees his job is to make sure he's looking after his own team and they're doing it right, because he knows if he can get our team to do it right, then the opposition don't matter.
Were you keeping that day when I said something to the batsman and he turned around and was going to punch Kiwi's lights out?
I don't know.
I think you'll have to narrow that down a bit more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, true. Yeah.
No, I'm not into sledging really. I'll obviously make a comment on one, but as in sledging, no.
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 Good.
I can't really sledge a batter if our bowling's crap, can I?
Kersey would.
I see what I mean, mate. It's all about his own team. It's all about his own team.
Yeah.
It's all about the beast.
But if you've noticed, I've gone quieter and quieter over the last 2 seasons because we're getting there. He don't bowl it down leg side as much. You don't get up to wicket, like, boy.
That's it's the ice on it when it comes down, isn't it?
Oh, that's
Yeah, I mean, one thing you've always kind of mentioned to me, and you've always been one of my biggest mentors while I've been at the club, you genuinely have, it's when I drop it short, because then it's just going down leg and it's 4 or 6, and it's like, picture up. But the amount of times that you've said to me, just put more flight on it and this guy will hit it straight into the air, and it's happened, is huge. Now, you probably don't, we play in the same team, Chris, but you probably don't have the relationship with Eddie that I have, because like he's been the wicketkeeper for probably 95% of the games that I've played, and he's watched me walk in on one step, throwing bombs, to actually having a bit of a technique.
Pies.
Bombs, pies, whichever one in between. I think that's, you've definitely become more encouraging, but you've always encouraged me and the newer lads. It's just that when you've got higher expectations of people and they drop it short or down leg, that's when you tend to get a bit more. That's fair. I
don't do it on. I don't say it on purpose.
No,
it's just annoying because you know you can do it, and it's my way of telling you. Simple as.
Just to clarify and just to back Aidy up on this, he doesn't just have a go at the newer people to cricket. I've seen him have a go at Merle, I've seen him have a go at Kersey, I've seen him have a go at Kiwi. It doesn't matter who you are, what experience you've got.
No, it's always got.
And it's the right way to do it. You've got to think the wicketkeeper's kind of the focal point, isn't he? Because the wicketkeeper's probably going to touch the ball more than anybody else on that pitch, so the wicketkeeper knows what's going on more than anybody else. But I will say one thing, just going back to when you started, and you're saying the club's a little bit different now. So now the club's got 3 weekend sides this season, at least 4 midweek sides. Was it just the one when you started all them years ago, or was there a couple, or?
No, I think it was just the Saturday, I think, to be honest. I can remember, yeah. Just
1 and 2.
Well, yeah, and then he went to 1, didn't he? He went to 1, because he was struggling for the second team. But
I suppose when you started, I mean, try that one again. Midweek cricket wasn't
no,
a thing.
No, it wasn't, no. But yeah, he just, it was 1 and 2s for, I think it was only a couple of seasons, maybe a couple of 2 seasons, maybe. I know it did finish quick, the second team, for when I started.
Is this your first stint?
Yeah.
Just remember, one of the first games I ever played in, and I think you were wicket keeping, we were at George's old club, Moss Hill. And Gremmers had miscounted the overs, and I had to bowl the last over. And I think you were behind the stumps, and you just sort of put your hands out here, outside the off stump, and said, just put it in my gloves, which fortunately I did. But yeah,
it's a nice surprise, yeah.
Yeah, and mine. You weren't the only one.
But that's what you know. It's like what you saw. If you're stood there, just aim for my hands.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, just aim for my hands.
Yeah, it is confusing when you're stood like that.
That's after you bowled.
Oh right.
Well, yeah, I just try and help people. To be honest, I'm not gifted, but
no, you're special.
I know what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, and how to do it.
I think we've talked a lot about you keeping Aidy, and like what I always associate you with is a battling batsman. You know, you were good for scoring runs. It might not be like 40 or 50 quick fire, but you fight, you hang on, and you milk the singles. Like, how do you think that your batting is? Do you agree with that assessment?
To be honest, every time I've gone in, we've seemed to struggle, and I've always had to stay there,
steady the ship,
stay there, because I have scored 50s, believe it or not.
Yeah,
but it always seems to be a battle, and that's where we need to. This year we've actually got more people that can do it now, which obviously give me a bit of a license to have a go. Whereas before we just under the cosh all the time, probably like 40 for 6, and you're thinking, Christ, what am I going to do now? And you've just got to try and see it out.
I always felt like in my first season that whenever it was that the batting order had come out, it'd be like 1, 2 and 3 would be sorted, and then the skipper would look around the room and see Aidy and go, we'll leave you till later because we'll probably need you to shore it up. And I think there was at least 3 games in that first season where we lost 4 quick wickets, chasing relatively low totals. And you just kind of, it's like break glass for Aidy, and it was literally went out. I think the one that stuck out for me was, I think we were chasing like 80 or 90 to win on a really slow wicket, and we were 12 for 3, and Aidy just went in, and we only lost 1 more wicket, and we won with like 6 overs to spare. No, that was Halsall. There we are. Halsall West End. And we know what the pitches are like on Halsall. And Halsall know how to play their game there. Anything over 100, you know you're going to struggle. And we were chasing 90 something maybe. And I think Merle said, Aidy, I'm going to leave you down to the middle to lower order, because he knew. And obviously, sorry Merle, you're not here again, but you were the first one out. But you know, first one out, and I think
caught it mid-on and without by any chance.
It was an edge through that looped to point, playing across the line. And I think we were 12 for 3 or 20 for 4, and Aidy went out, and we won by 5 wickets in the end. And Aidy batted 25 odd overs and just saw it through. And the frustration, because I think it was an older fellow, but the tall, bald fellow with the glasses, and he was real. Is his name Mark? I think it is, potentially. And even on that pitch, he wasn't getting a lot of bounce, but he was fizzing it through, and Aidy was just like jumping out the way, knocked a few, cut him over point for 4, which he didn't like as well. And
was that an edge as well?
No,
I was on
some cultured shots.
That was a genuine shot. The way he just lifted him over.
I think it did end up with about 30 odd. No,
you did, you did.
Mostly I've did it there, done it down here a few times, and
I was scoring that game.
Is that literally just because it's a case of you don't like losing, so you know, well, we're not going to lose. If I stay out here and bat, no matter how many I get, if I bat the rest of the innings, we ain't going to lose. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so it's like when we played in the final, we were struggling a little bit then. And I went to him and told him, I know it's talking at a ball. It's a case of just staying there. And we put, 50 odd on, didn't we?
Yeah, scored, as we've talked about many times, scored at least 70 more runs than we should have.
If somebody can stay there, if somebody can hit the ball, I can stay there with them. We've done it here for 9 as well.
This episode of Silly Point is brought to you in association with St Helens Dart Shop Megastore.
180.
I mean, I always associate you with your batting, and it is an ability. Your batting sort of adapts to what we need. 9 times out of 10, it is someone with a level head just to get their head down and stay there and sort of steady the boat a little bit. But I mean, on occasions, you know, you've had to, you know, we've needed runs, and you've stepped up and delivered.
We did it down there. We played Prescott years ago. Years ago.
Oh, crap.
And we were struggling then. I went in again and did the same. I scored 50 and knocked the diagonals all over the place. And I was on 40 odd, and there was only about 3 balls left, and got a shout, "You're on 45." The next ball, so I just stepped down a wicket and I smacked it, and it didn't go above 3 foot off the ground. And I remember the scoreboard, the score box. And I hit the score box. Whoa! Nice. And we put 101 partnership on me, Martin Stacey, and we batted then Prescott. And it was the diagonal, the dad who was gutted, he took himself off because I just smacked him everywhere. Well, the thing is, if we've got a license to do it, I can do it sometime, but not all the time. Like I say, I'm not gifted at batting, I'm not gifted at bowling, but I try my best, and simple as that. And that's all I ask of everybody when they play.
Definitely the description as a batsman would be a grafter. You were hard to get out, and you was always good. Because I know that, like, when you used to go in above me, I was like, well, Aidy will calm things down, and that was almost always the case. I think what you've just touched on your bowling, which we've not really talked about, because obviously you was predominantly a wicket keeper. Any kind of happy, fond memories of big wickets?
I wanted to.
Loads.
I'll let Carl.
Well, he was my obviously part time is probably unfair to say in terms of a bowler, but he was not the fashionable choice, but always the one that would bowl straight, and I knew he would get a wicket, even if it was a situation where get the field right. Yeah, they might have a go at him, but when we get the field right, he'll take a wicket.
Yeah.
But it then developed. It happened so often. It then became a thing where you were just a tool for that almost. Whereas like if the opening bowlers had got no luck or whatever, well, I'll give Aidy an over and see where we go, get the wicket, and then he'd be thinking, I'm in here, 5 or 6 overs in, off the next time. done your job, overs back on.
Yeah, you've done your job, get off.
That's because there's so many, even like opposition would be like, he's just got a wicket and you tell him have a blow, and I'd be like, well, that was the plan to start with. So
broke so many big partnerships up, didn't we?
Yeah.
I know we played at Essex Bank and he put me on there. Didn't I get about 3 for 5? Something
I couldn't take you off. You just kept getting them. Yeah, for not many as well that day.
I think it was 3 for 5, something like that.
Because we end up in that pub on the way home that day.
Yeah.
What was it called? That rap?
I can't remember. On the roundabout, just round the
Dog and Gun or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Good pub that.
You must have played with Carl when he was a youngster, then starting off.
Do you know what? I can't remember Carl when he was younger. I can't.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I can't remember when I came back with Carl. I can't remember. I just can't.
I wasn't like Fletch. You wouldn't know I was out. Like my Jack now. You won't. If he was here, you wouldn't know I was here. Just sat there being good. That's what I was like. Wasn't like Fletch. You knew Fletch was around. Not always for a good reason. But
no, bless him.
But yeah, but I think I did have a little spell of not. I think when your second stint was in its full thingy, that was when we played our most of our cricket together.
Yeah, Sweden was down all
but I think early doors, don't think our paths crossed that much. I was second, you were first, I think, in the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
So did you play a bit more with Carl's dad then, maybe?
No,
people like that, no?
No, I played with Carl's dad, no.
So that's how long ago his first stint was. His first stint was that long ago that even my dad wasn't playing. My dad was playing for Appleton, I think.
Yeah, possibly was, yeah.
And I wasn't playing at all, so I must have been a baby then, 5, 6 or something, maybe.
I think I was about 23 when I first started here. Something like that, 23, 24.
Nice.
So it's almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 years on and off.
One of the longest, yeah. I'd like to say, you're also a victim, a bit like myself, in many ways, of play cricket not being a thing.
Yeah.
When we probably did our best cricket, it's in a book somewhere, but no one knows where the books are.
So it's like more wickets and more runs, probably, and more catches than what we've actually got.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. It's history.
It is. If you don't mind asking, the 3 stints, was there like life that drew you away from cricket, and what brought you back, or was it just you needed the break, or was it just Etown was always around and you knew you could just slide back in when you wanted to?
I don't know. It went a little bit sour a couple of times. The first stint, I probably just thought, can't be asked, innit now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second time, it went a bit sour, didn't it? Because you left for a while, and then me and Truini took it over.
Jack was born. I didn't play that year, did I? When he was born.
And then he came back, and then we were struggling for sides, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm coming a long way for play cricket, and we weren't enjoying it. And then
you play with your heart, and you felt the others weren't.
No, it weren't that we weren't.
Yeah.
It was just we were struggling for sides, and it's not enjoyable going out getting battered every week, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just, and then I came back and not looked back since. To be honest, had a good crack.
I think we've mentioned the Birkenhead St Mary's 2 incidents in passing, but just to give a bit more detail, we were playing the Birkenhead St Mary's 2s here, and they were a good team. There was some controversial incidents, that's all I'll say, all of which I disagree with. Kind of, can you describe that day from your perspective? Because it's often talked about, but to me, it's kind of the hallmark of who you are, because you were getting annoyed because as you've already said, you don't like cheating, and quite frankly, there was cheating going on.
It was cheating from
Oh,
ball
blatant.
one. It
From
was cheating
ball
from ball
one.
one because we got him out first.
First ball edged straight through to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was.
No, it was the LBW, wasn't it?
It was first ball was LBW and Mills balling blatantly LB. You know, no two ways about it. But their captain, obviously, I got him out, edged it, wouldn't walk, and he actually turned around and said, one of the lads at the umpire, he went, "That weren't out, was it?" And the umpire looked at me and he went, "That weren't out, was it not?" So the lad went, "No." I thought, "Are you cheating?" I'm like,
cheating person.
so yeah, and it just carried on from there, and it carried on, and he was just chatting crap all the time. So
I got the call.
I lost it with him. I was gonna.
Yeah. You better get here. Aidy's kicking off.
yeah. It's not the first. I did it against Mosley. Remember that time? Yeah. Carlton won on again.
I think Dan, because you're new, and obviously you, in a way, loved the Birkenhead St Mary's moment because it's a big thing to talk about. It's nothing new that though, is it?
No.
Orton were bad for it. Churchtown had their moments. We've had some problems with Mosley over the years. I think every club, but I have to say as well though, I suppose there was a game here against Churchtown and Steve O'Donnell and Todd were batting. I don't know if you played that game. I think we needed 4 off the last over and O'Donnell was batting. Todd was at the non-strikers end at the top end. Caught behind. They appealed for a caught behind. Steve O'Donnell unmoved. Todd at non-strikers end, bat under the arm and about to turn and make for the pavilion, seeing what everyone else has allegedly saw. Steve O'Donnell's like that, and it was Chris. It was umpiring. Not out. And you can imagine the carnage that ensued because we've never been best friends, Churchtown and ourselves. But Steve O'Donnell was adamant. He was adamant. He even swore on his kid's life. So he believed he didn't hit that ball.
Yeah.
Todd assumed he did. I think Chris, when he got back in the changing rooms, he middled it. That type of situation. But then obviously coming off, we were shaking hands and their captain said to me, I hope you enjoyed that. Winning like that. You shouldn't win like that. But I thought to myself, well, maybe it was cheap, but how do you get around? What did he want me to do as captain stood on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's easy for me to come off and give them the game.
Yeah.
But there's never been, I think the difference with us, and you might sort of say, well, it's easy for you to say that, but I think our dressing room, we always talked about being honest, didn't we? Yeah. We never talked about, even the teams that we didn't particularly get on with, and we knew they were infamous cheats. We never wanted to play our cricket like that. Mm-hmm. So there's the odd time caught behind LBW that maybe we've not give, but it's never been from a place of let's not give anything like in recent seasons Birkenhead have been and other clubs are famous for. But it's difficult, it's hard. LBW is very subjective as well, isn't it? But I think when you're genuinely nicking it behind, remember Orton, they had a lad that played from a big fat thing for a few years. He could bat, to be fair. I think he played at a higher level and was sort of making his way down as he got older. And he won him the game. He went on to get 50. We got him out, obviously got him out, not out. And he went on and won him the game. And but you expected that at the time from Orton. It's just the way it goes. Now, whether they would say, well, it's because it's against Earlestown, I don't know. But
I always say, unless it's absolutely obvious, then it's not out.
If you're not sure, you're not sure, are you? I think that's
the nature of being in a league where you have to, obviously not for the ones, but especially for the twos, it's a league where you have to umpire your own games. And you've got to. None of us are paid umpires. None of us are all done all the qualifications.
So you just got to get away with the LBs, but if you're nicking it and you hear it, everybody else hears it, then you give it. Simple as.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I mean, if I'm umpiring and there's any element of doubt at all on the LBW, it's not out. You know, and that doesn't matter whether that's us or the opposition. It ain't out. I know you guys have followed me at times for it, but it's
I always say to you when you go out,
it's the way to do it.
Keep that finger down.
Yeah, you are a trigger. You are a trigger happy Freddy.
I think sometimes you're very excitable. And I think it can be.
It's naive.
I would like to bowl with you as an umpire. I think I could guarantee myself 3 or 4 LBWs knowing that someone of your character was umpiring, because I feel like I'd get them. I'd get a few,
And
whether they were close or not.
That's why I don't do it anymore.
Because of the excitable, but there's also it's respect. You have to say fair play. Giving decisions against your teammates, knowing you're going to get grief is courageous, you know, and also that's how you're supposed to play the sport.
Yeah.
I think sometimes if there's a non-striking batsman then going, fucking damn, that, you know, it was missing leg, then there's an element of doubt, and then you think, well, so who do you believe then? Is it the umpire, or is it a non-striking batsman that's then saying that was never out?
Yeah.
But the umpire's convinced all the other way around. The non-striking batsman's going, that was out. Like Todd that time, and Steve O'Donnell's nicked it and not walked. Yeah. So it's just so subjective, isn't it?
I mean, it is subjective. Every time I give it out, someone says it's not. I think, like, I don't enjoy umpiring. I only do it if I absolutely have to, and there's no one else who can do it now, because, as you say, excitable and a bit naive as well. It's and that's fine. I've only been playing the game for 5 years consistently, and I once gave you out LBW. I can't remember who it was, but you were stone dead.
It wasn't going over, was it?
It hit Aidy on his front foot in front of middle, and he was shaking his head when he was walking off, and he went out of his way when I come off to come to me and say, I was shaking my head at me, not you. Things like that do make a big difference. Yeah. Because I had to give 2 in like 3 or 4 balls. They were both absolutely stone dead, and I can't remember who the other batsman was. They weren't as magnanimous when they were walking off as Aidy.
Batsmen are never got to make
no one likes being out LBW.
The thing about Aidy, I've played Aidy for so long, even though I don't remember when it first started, but we'll gloss over that. You couldn't wish for a better teammate at any point, whether you're winning, you're losing, things are easy, things are tough. I'd have a team full of 80s every week. You know, even like he's also said, he's the first to admit not the best player in the team. Obviously was at football, but didn't have the same impact at cricket. But yeah, I would pick you all day, every day, for your attitude and the way that you can bowl, you can bat, and you can keep wicket, and you're prepared to do it all. Because most people moan like mad. I know you have a tendency to moan, but not necessarily because someone's asked you to bowl, or someone's asked you to open the batting, or someone's asked you to keep wicket. That can grate sometimes on a character, but he's just been a winner. Unfortunately, we've not done enough winning together over the years, but that competitive nature is always, certainly as one of my favourite. All the time that I was captain, he's always been one of my favourite teammates, because he would never let me down. Even if he went out and got a duck, it's not like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I just know that you just won't ever go out there without him being stood right behind you. What's happening? He's always there. Turnaround, he's there. Whether that was a bit of advice sometimes with the captaincy, why don't you try this? Or if you give him a ball, or, you know, he used to say to me all the time, why don't you bat, you go up the order and all that sort of stuff. So in terms of him saying that to you, he's a genuine, you know, sportsman, and that team, the camaraderie in there and stuff. And yeah, he might have latterly had a bit of a shout at somebody for dropping a catch, but it comes from a place of support, because you know then after the game he's not going to ignore you because you dropped something off his bowling or whatever. Once the game is done, the game is done, and I think that's a good quality, and probably a quality that's losing.
Stays on the field.
It's losing a lot of players don't have it, basically.
It says a lot for me that last season, by Aidy's own admission, he didn't play as much as he probably could have or wanted to. But when we did the podcast about the second 11 team of the year, Aidy was in it, because it's Aidy, and you know what you're going to get. And a lot of the games we wouldn't have won without Aidy.
That's a mark of a competitive. Exactly. That's not just about ability. That's the competitive streak in him. His body is to a point where it's frustrating him. He can't do what he could do 20 years ago. None of us can. But I think you've hit it on the thing there. You remember him in the hard times, because he will stand up every time that it's tough, and that's a skill in itself, isn't it? To be able to go out there and perform when no one else is to that point. That's why rolls his sleeves up and gets out there.
I think it's going to be a big loss for the club next season, especially with having the Sunday team coming in as well, which you know, that's going to help a lot of people develop, and it's going to be a massive loss throughout the club. Not having Aidy around, Stu. I'm sure he'll be around for the up to cheer us on, but there's a difference between cheering on from the sidelines and being on the pitch, and that's going to be a massive.
But also, I think because of the competitiveness within, I think that's probably a reason what's really making this retirement almost final, because you're thinking, well, I'm actually now going to maybe genuinely say my knees are so bad, I can't be able to contribute, and that's probably, you know, it's sad, but it's obviously something that it happens, doesn't it? We're all nobody's fresher than they were last year. You know, even the likes of who I still consider the youngsters of the team, like George and Big Dave, even still seems like a baby to me. Big baby, admittedly, but there is nobody. I mean, Gremmers for years. When Gremmers first come, he couldn't really bat. He still can't bowl, but he could run like the wind, and he'd catch most things that came near him.
And he can bully kids.
And so he can't, you know. But you look at him now. I had breakfast with him this morning. He's massive. There's no running in him anymore. No. So he's not young, and I'm not calling him for that. But what I'm saying is, we all, as our careers go, something goes each season, and that's just the way that it's going, and that's why it's important to keep these teams supportive as possible. But like the Sunday team is really the key for the next lot of players that are going to come through and keeping us involved. And I'm not going to play as much this year, if at all. AD Fletch, another one that's retired. I believe Shane is concentrating on his running, not Saturday cricket. He wants to play midweek more than anything. So it's a test. But it always is here with us, no matter what. Things look at JT. JT gave it up, didn't he?
Yeah.
To run.
But he was there this morning.
Yeah, but that's the club aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's why it's just these things are important. And you mentioned before, we will see AD, whether he's played or available or otherwise. Hopefully, anyway, you'll still have things on for him to come and support and watch for a bit. And I mean, he's going to play.
That's like one advantage I've had through my.
That's on video now, by the way.
through my playing career is, I mean, you guys saying about something dropping off every year, and where I was fortunate is I had nothing to drop off, so it's been consistent. It's been consistent, you know.
Couple of final questions from me then, Aidy. I'm just wondering, now that you've retired, will you hear the word bye and avoid Nam style flashbacks? Because the fine circle, no matter how few byes you'd conceded, there was always more being tacked on than there actually was.
No comment.
No comment.
When I think of you and byes, is that Winston now? I thought you were going to mention it before.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
The first team game here years ago, when Winston had a good team then as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
The best batsman in the league, that Kieran.
Yeah.
Can't think of his second name. He was easily the best bat in the league, and it was the last over, wasn't it? He was bowling. Can you remember?
Chewy.
Was it Chewy?
And I still to this day, I caught it. It weren't LB, I caught it, but
But before the ball or two before that, they need 4 to win or 3 to win.
Yeah, something like that.
They need 3 to win, and Chewy tried to bowl his quicker ball, didn't he? Obviously, he stood up to him. It's 4. I can't remember who was fine leg, but if he hadn't stopped it, and he had no right to stop it, because his knees were bad then, as far as I remember.
Well, that's when christening was next day, and my knee was like that big. My fingers had gone. It was freezing cold day, wasn't it?
And it was 4. As soon as it left Chewy's hand, it was like, oh no, 4 byes, we're going to lose a foot. And he's somehow stopped it. And I came around, I was asleep and I came around and stopped it so they couldn't run, because he'd stopped it going for 4. And then either the ball after that or the button, 1 or 2 balls later, we got the wicket. So they needed 3, we only needed 1 wicket. And it was like, even though he says he obviously caught it or whatever, but it was not letting those go for byes, whether it was going to be 4 or 3 or whatever it was going to be. That was a huge, that won us the game, that, in such a short, it was a low scoring game, it was like
83, something like that. Yeah.
But we got that batsman out first ball of the innings, you remember? The best bat in the league at the time, Diamond Duck. Is it Diamond Duck?
First ball,
yeah.
Yeah, got him out.
Golden is the first ball.
Diamond's first ball of the innings.
And platinum is
first ball of the innings.
It's the first ball of the match.
Isn't platinum getting out without facing a ball first ball?
I'm not. I remember Crossy getting the out for the first innings.
He
first
probably
ball
injured himself at the time.
Just a quick check, right? We do actually all play cricket here, don't we? And we don't know.
Technically,
I think it's. See, my thing is, I think it's a diamond duck. I think platinum is if you've not faced the ball.
Not faced the ball, yeah.
So if you're out on strikers, then I think that's. I don't know.
We don't have ducks. We don't have things like that at Earlestown anyway.
Yeah, that was one game that stuck in my mind. The other one, we went to Dalton. You and Todd batting in the rain.
That was a good
200 and was it 200 odd?
Yeah.
They're like, come on, we've got to go off here. No, we're batting, carrying on. And you two put 200 odd on, didn't you?
In no time on it as well. Smashed it all over the show.
I don't think I've ever played at Dalton without it being either raining or soaking wet outfield and pitch. And
it was raining. Yeah. And they tried getting it off. No chance. We had to go back and sketch on that.
It was. I don't think it was quite a when it first started raining. We weren't on a great By the end of the batting, we knew we'd won the game because of what we'd got. But at the time when it first started raining, we thinking, I'm going to need some more here. So me and I just want that sorry up then. But it was going that well, we didn't want to then come off. Because the ball was that wet, it was getting bigger. Like a five-a-side football at one point. Yeah, exactly.
The last time we played at Dalton, it was like bullshit stop play, literally because a cow had got on the pitch and huge chunks of it. There was actually a delayed start which is just incredible.
While he filled the holes in with concrete in the outfield and on square.
Oh dear.
Genuine bovine scatology.
Yeah. Indeed, yes, and I'm genuine. It's a genuine. True story.
And it's gone now.
Sadly, yeah.
Had some great scores there as well. Did he end up with 100 that day?
Yeah.
It's the only ground I've ever played where I've heard a peacock.
It's the only ground I've ever played at where I've been standing on the boundary and I'm a 3 foot above the person batting because it's a bowl, isn't it?
Yeah.
So literally, when you're especially on one of the side-on boundaries, you see it's like being on one of the cameras that are in the TV cameras because you are looking down onto the pitch.
The first team cup semi was there. We played them in the semi, and I inexplicably dropped this guy who couldn't hit it off the square. Little Asian guy couldn't hit it off the square. I was thinking before when he came out to bat, I thought we're in it. If he's come out at 5 or 6, then they've got nothing left. Dropped him, slip. Next ball 6, 4. 6, and I'm like, oh my, this is.
Yeah, what have I done?
They batted first. They didn't need a load, but they weren't. When he was batting, they were never going to get it. And I dropped this lad, and I think he scored 40 runs in no time. Smashed it all over the show. I was thinking, it cost us the thing, and then we got him out in the end, obviously, but. That was a long old 20 minutes thinking I've cost us here because this drop, because it wasn't even like how I dropped. I still don't know how I dropped it, but dropped him and he went like 40
so
odd.
You put your hands out.
Yeah, I know the mechanics behind it, but
penultimate question, Aidy. If you could play one game of cricket with anyone alive or dead, professional or amateur, who would it be?
Probably 2 actually. Both them and Flintoff.
Both fine choices. Both would fit in well with
in
the bar afterwards. Yes.
Verbals and everything.
They fit the Etown.
I've just got mental images of Aidy standing up to the stumps to both them and Flintoff.
I don't think you'd be worrying about things going down leg too much.
No.
So, in your final stint then, just as we roll towards the end, there was 2 major trophies. Obviously the one last season and obviously the big league title, and straight we were talking about that in one of the last podcasts and I looked it up, and the season that Earlestown won the league, it was like 25 wins and 1 loss, I think, for that league, and it was just, some of the stats were amazing. You were blowing teams away by 50.
Didn't lose. We didn't
was that lose. In the cup?
No,
there was 1 loss away at somewhere. I don't know what it was. It was just looking on the Play Cricket website.
Was that Ollie's year?
If there was anything, yes, Ollie's year.
Yeah.
Sorry, the year, the 2017 one we talked about. we didn't lose a game.
No.
But we did get -3 points, which pissed me off because
Dave.
they'd taken... No, that was a different one.
No.
That was... they'd said we had to drag a player out who hadn't played for a little while, and even though it was never a rule, they decided that because what that Gary Southworth had done, he'd gone through the players without really saying anything to anyone and started to deregister lads who hadn't played for 2 seasons or something, or 3 seasons, whatever it was. So we didn't think we needed to play cricket to make sure he was available because he was on there, he was registered. They'd taken him off without an email to say this guy's not played for 3 years, he's now ineligible. So we played him, and then they said he's not registered. So they took 3 points off as what would have been
the maximum.
The maximum thingy, which I think tells its own story about how the Southport district were towards us.
Well,
do either of them trophies stick out above the rest, or any memories of one more than the other?
No, they all stick out.
Yeah.
A win. If you're going to win something, then they're all up there. All memories.
And is that the perfect way to sign off?
It was actually, yeah. And I said to Chris when I come off the field, that's me done now.
Yeah, he knew.
Definitely. And what a way to go.
Yeah, the best way.
Yeah. Right, well, unless anyone's got any more questions, I think we're done with the grilling, Aidy. So thank you for your time. And as the only person who has anything left in their drink, because Carl's drank his vat of Guinness, cheers to your retirement and thank you for everything you've done.
Cheers. Nice one, Ed.
And we'll be back with another episode soon.